Welcome to Bruce Talks, the show that's all about making crop insurance make sense. I'm Bruce Lantzky, a crop insurance agent with over 25 years of experience and a producer right here in Northeast Iowa. Today we're going to talk about the increase in the beginning farmer benefits. One of the benefits of the One Big Beautiful Bill was an increase in beginning farmer benefits. Prior to this bill, the beginning farmer benefits allowed you a 10% subsidy increase for the first 5 years that you were farming. They added that on top of the subsidy that you're already getting for a normal RP policy, for instance. Once you were done with that, you graduated out. With the One Big Beautiful Bill, the beginning farmer benefits for 2026 have been increased to 10 years. The other great thing about this is now instead of a 10% straight across the board subsidy increase, years 1 and 2, they're going to provide a 15% subsidy on top of your normal premium subsidy. Years 3 is going to provide a 13% subsidy. Year 4 is going to provide an 11% subsidy. And then years 5 through 10, they're going to provide an additional 10% subsidy. The other thing the beginning farmer benefit has is an exemption from all administrative fees. These are usually a $30 per crop per county fee that is included with your crop insurance premium. So how this works is the subsidy is on top of your standard subsidies for your chosen crop insurance plan. In the previous episode, we discussed the increase in crop insurance subsidies from 25 to 26. So for 2026, if you were buying a 75% enterprise unit, the standard subsidy on that is going to be 80%. If this is going to be your first year farming, you would have an additional 15% subsidy on that, to where the subsidy for you, the beginning farmer, is going to be a 95% subsidy. This would be for your 75% enterprise units. This also applies for ECO and SCO. So if you're in your first year farming and the plan is already subsidized at 80%, you'll get another 15% on top of that, so your subsidy will actually be 95% of the total premium. So let's take a look at the actual numbers on this. I'm looking at a Chickasaw County corn producer, and we're going to compare premiums between years. He's got 207 APH. In 2025, the normal premium would have been about $29, and it would provide you $933 of total coverage and about $730 an acre individual coverage. In 2025, if you were a beginning farmer, your premium for that same exact plan would be $18.42, and it'd give you about $10.69 savings per acre for that type of an insurance plan. So on the previous episode, we discussed the increase in subsidies, and now for a normal producer, a non-beginning farmer, the premium for the 75% enterprise unit with SCO and ECO would be right at $18 an acre, and it would provide that $730 an acre of individual coverage. For a beginning farmer who is in year 1 of this, where he is grabbing an additional 15% subsidy, his total premium is going to be $4.50. He'll still have the $933 an acre of total coverage, $730 of individual coverage, and this will amount to about $13.50 per acre premium savings. This is still very good for year number 6. If you look at year number 6, where you only have a 10% subsidy increase, the total premium is going to be $9 an acre, and you'll end up saving just about that, $9 an acre off of a standard 75% enterprise unit with SCO and ECO on it. So some of the other things that a beginning farmer qualification provides for you is it allows you to use your production history from a family farm or a previous operator on any acres that are being transferred to you. This is helpful in the fact of, hey, I helped Grandpa out for a number of years. He's had very good yields. I can have a beginning yield that's much higher than the county T yield. Yield substitution. For the opposite end, where you may have a rough piece of ground, if your yield is below 65% of the county T yield. Normally you would get what we call a plug yield, or 65% of the county T, for a number to put in case you had a low yield year due to insured causes. A beginning farmer benefit will allow that to be up to 80% of the county T yield. So if you had a county T yield of 200 bushels and you had a terrible crop and had a loss, normally you would get 130 bushel plug yield in the calculations. But with 80% of the county T yield, that 130 bushel plug yield is now turning into 160 bushel plug yield and helping to save your APH. So let's talk eligibility years. Year number 1 is going to start with that first crop that you're going to grow. Now, there's some exceptions that are available. If you're a minor under 18, you don't have to start the 10-year clock. If you're in college, if you're a full-time college student and you're maybe farming 80 acres at home, but your plan is to come back to the farm and take over more acres once you graduate from college, you don't have to start the 10-year clock at that point. If you're in the National Guard or if you're active military, same thing. The clock does not have to start. You would have some exemptions that would be available. How about for the guys who are in year 7? You do have the ability to re-enroll. If you've been farming less than 10 years, you would be available to become a beginning farmer again and grab those benefits. If you previously had the benefit, but you're still within those 10 years, let's say year number 7, you would qualify for year 7, 8, 9, 10. So you would still have 4 years of beginning farmer benefits available. Now, VFR is veteran farmer rancher. That is still limited to 5 years of post-discharge from active duty. They did not change that in this one big beautiful bill. This is just really a great opportunity for beginning farmers to have some excellent insurance coverage just as they're starting their career for a reasonable premium. The first and second year, producers are going to get up to 95% of their premium paid for certain products. Make sure that you quote aged out of the 5-year program. Check with your insurance agent that you don't have any more benefits available under this 10-year program. I think there's going to be quite a few guys that could possibly miss out on this. Do I still qualify for this? That's a question that needs to be asked. All right, so that's going to wrap up today's episode of Bruce Talks. We covered the changes that are made in the beginning farmer and rancher benefits. The expansion to 10 years of benefits increased the subsidy level for the initial years and expanded it to 10 years. If you think you're within 10 years of starting to farm, check with your agent. Be sure you don't have some more benefits that are out there and can help you save a few dollars when times are tight like this. If you have any questions on how the changes in subsidies could affect you or your operation, or maybe even a younger operation that you know of, give me a call and reach out to me and we'll see whether we can help you. So be sure to join us next week. We're going to break down another timely topic that impacts your farm, from risk management strategies to government programs to changes in crop insurance, so you can make these confident, informed decisions for your operation. Thanks for tuning in to Bruce Talk, where we keep your farm future in focus. We'll see you next time.